Hello, beauties. So, I have a very, I don't even know what's called. So, someone is going to be visited by a loved one. This is a loved one that has passed on. This loved one may come to you in dream state. This loved one may be speaking to you through phrases, songs, but for someone, this loved one may even come to you in a physical form. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds insane. But understand that everyone holds a vibrational frequency. And there are people that may resonate on similar frequencies and have also chosen to be used as a vessel for divine messages. My grandmother came to see me once, and it was a few years ago when I was literally under attack. Someone literally wanted to kill me. Someone wanted to kill me. Someone wanted me dead. Someone stole all of my belongings, was monitoring me and following me and doing the most extreme things. And during that time frame, it was imperative for me to stay connected to divine for guidance to navigate through that. And I remember saying to God that I just needed to hear my grandmother's voice. I'm gonna get this out. And I was driving. I do rideshare drives. And I picked up this older woman, and she had a little walking chair with her. And when I got out to help her, let me tell you, Granny was dressed from head to toe, okay? She was so put together. Even the handbag and her extra bag that she was using to carry all of her belongings coordinated perfectly. That was the first thing that got my attention, because my grandmother was a dresser. She believed in coordinating from head to toe, and those underwear and everything absolutely matched just in case of emergencies. And so when the woman got in the car and she got to speaking, she literally was giving me granny advice and just saying things that was so perfectly in sync with what I was going through. And so that love and that nurturing that I needed at that time was coming from this woman. Now, funny thing, my grandmother lived in this apartment building that was kind of like an assisted living, where she lived independently, but there were like these different emergency cords or whatever. So if she needed help, you know, she could notify the staff in the building that she needed some assistance. And so there was this guy that me and my cousin were both, we ain't appreciate Mr. George, okay? But the funny thing was, this lady began speaking about this older man that she was messing around with inside the resident place. And she was telling me about how, you know, during the night hours when everyone was pretty much in their rooms and sleep, that was when her and her boo was creeping. Now, she referenced this man's name the same as the man in the building. And I thought, look at that. I was like, that's funny. And I'm just listening to her talk, and she was like, well, he's a black man. And she was a older white woman. And I know I'm like, but my grandmother was not white, okay? But the one thing that she said that really got my attention was when she referenced that this man was blind, but he was black. And she said his senses are on point. Now, my grandmother used to always take care of her father up until he passed, and he was blind. And so when she referenced about his senses, oh, I know all about that, because Pops was able to get all around that house or do whatever, himself, as though he had no issue seeing. He would go up and down steps, like he was getting around. So, when she said that, I just thought, that's okay. This is interesting. But then she said a phrase that my grandmother used to always say. And that was, she said, honey, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And when she said that just, I can't even tell you what that did to me, because I'm like, how? I said, her voice sounds like her, yet she looks nothing like her, but she has all these characteristics of her. And I was just blown away by it. And I was just really enjoying, her energy, and feeling as though I was sharing another moment with my grandmother. Well, when I went to go and help her out of the car and get all of her stuff together, she said, come here, baby, let me hug you. And when she hugged me, she whispered in my ear, I told you I would always find a way. And she kissed me. Y'all, I had to cancel the next ride that I was supposed to go and pick up. I had to go find me a place to pull over. Because right before my grandmother passed, she was coaching me and helping me to accept that she was about to leave. And she told me, I know you guys are not ready, speaking of me and my cousin, because me and my cousin we were her little trauma babies that needed to always go and run and hide over Granny's house. And so she told me to make sure that he was okay, because it was time. And she told me specific things to look for her in. She gave me numbers. She gave me colors. She gave me specific birds and specific color butterflies. And she has used all of these things since she has been gone to get my attention. I'll never forget when a butterfly in the dead of winter was on the inside of my windowsill. It landed on a lottery ticket that had just been sitting there for quite some time. When I checked that ticket, it was a winning ticket. My grandmother used to pray over me like nobody else could ever. Her love was so genuine, so pure. I never had to question. As I was getting older and starting to share my uniqueness, I gave her a message from who I did not know at the time was her grandmother. And even though she was brought up in a Catholic church, because of this grandmother and because of her mother's sight and intuition, I was easily accepted and nurtured by her. I was protected by her in so many different ways, and she has always been my safe place. And so she has done many things to let me know that she is always near, and you have someone that has been that for you, and that person is going to reveal themselves in such a way. I pulled one card, and for some, this may be the message that your loved one has for you. And it's a card about the inner child. The inner child represents nocturnal dreams, daydreaming, reverence, and fantasy. And this card speaks that your divine inner child spirit is knocking at your door, inviting you to step away from your serious life filled with too much work and drudgery and allow yourself some well-deserved playtime. Your life is presently over-controlled by others' needs, and much too burdened with responsibilities. Consequently, you're losing touch with your inspiration and creativity. Listen to your inner child. Take time to daydream, fantasize, visualize, wander, and explore. Feed your inner child with art classes, theater tickets, and concerts, and other types of recreational activities. If you don't honor your inner child's needs, she or he will get your attention by throwing one heck of a childish tantrum, manifesting in chronic bad mood or nasty depression. You need this magic right now. Your inner child's message is come play with me. So for somebody, you have a loved one that is concerned that life is way too busy and that you are not having any fun in life. Every day it's just the same routine. It is always responsibilities and burdens. And you know what I have to tell myself sometimes? Bills gonna always come, right? There has been times where things have piled up, but things always balance out, right? So allow yourself just a moment to tap in with your inner child and enjoy yourself. You deserve a break. And yes, I know the bills are not going to pay themselves, but guess what? There are some bills that you can juggle around, that you can flip-flop, rearrange, or whatever. And if you can, that's what you need to do. And if you can't, you need to set a date with yourself that when you come home, you are going to do the things that your inner child enjoyed doing. It's time for a little imagination. It's time for a little bit of play. I hope this message reaches whoever it needs to reach. I have never shared that with anybody other than my big sister, because that was who I called when that incident happened. And I just but to those of you that actually do get to feel that touch, hear that voice, let me know in the comments, okay? Because I know that God didn't put this on my heart to share just for people to be like, oh, this chick is crazy. No, I know that I am connected with some beings that are very sensitive, that is going to pick up the hints when this loved one tries to contact. Let me know how it goes, y'all. Bye.